Hey guys, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're all doing well. I tried to make a normal video today, the normal face ones, but it is raining. It is, almost said snowing. It's not snowing. We've been having thunderstorms and tons of clouds, so there is no possible way for me to do it. And I don't want you guys to kind of like hear the rain and stuff in the background. Doesn't seem too nice. But yeah, if you guys have been keeping up with everything that's been going on, I woke up this morning, everything in the market was completely in red, which I kind of wasn't surprised about, especially because of how things were yesterday. But checking right now, everything is in green, except for, I think, IOTA and maybe like one or two other coins. I'm actually really, really shocked, but I have a feeling that this is just another sideways day. If you look at some of the graphs and stuff like that, you will see that there's like always a sideways trend, and it's kind of like if people decide to pump the prices up or people just kind of remain in this fear mode and then things fall back down. I think things will be falling back down, but it's still kind of remarkable that Bitcoin actually hasn't crashed at this point, because one of the main fears, that's especially when you read articles online and stuff that's going on, it's because of August 1st that all this stuff is happening. When you look at Bitcoin dropping, it's dropping by like 1% a day, while the other coins are dropping by like 14 to 15%, and then they go back up 2% and they drop another 14 to 20%, which is kind of frustrating, I guess, especially if you are into altcoins. But for, like I said, for the most part, Bitcoin is unscathed. It is not really feeling the force of anything. But even now, when everything else has kind of gone back up, I think Bitcoin is only up by around 1%, which is surprising many analysts. But I mean, that is, that's just the market for you. There are a lot of altcoins that have popped back up, which is kind of great. Ethereum Classic is actually up by 35%, which could be a red flag or it could be a good indication. But there are a lot of, once you get to around number 50 on the altcoin list and kind of go further down, there are some coins that have like 100% up today, and something called DAX coin is up 235%, which is a major red flag. If you, unless you are a pumper and dumper, that means you are a day trader. And then that is probably the coin for you. I hope you made some good trades with that. I'll try and link an article in the description. I know I always forget. I'm so sorry. I'm always doing so many other things, but I'll try to really remember this one. It's actually really funny. I was just looking around for news like I always do every single day, so I'm up to date. And I found an article about pretty much how really rich people gamble, which I think is hilarious because I would love to be able to do this. So pretty much there are two investors who around a year ago, when the hard fork discussion was kind of, picking up steam, the whole August 1st thing, and they decided amongst themselves, or rather, one of them really believes in Bitcoin Core, which is what we currently use, and another one believes in Bitcoin Unlimited, which is the, I believe, the chain that it will split off into. This is what they're calling it, I believe. So they decided to make a wager. One of them apparently messaged the other one on social media, and then the other one got back to him a couple days later, and the wager pretty much said, I believe that Bitcoin Unlimited will do better than Bitcoin Core. And, do you want to like bet against me, because they each believe that one will be more dominant than the other. I believe that Bitcoin Unlimited is the one that is backed by the miners, because they are the one who want to control the network. I heard other people disagreeing with me before, but this is the entire point of the discussion, is that miners think that they should essentially control nearly all of the network because they are the ones creating the coins and they are the ones who are verifying the transactions. Point is, the wager that they made last year was for 60,000 Bitcoin. That is not 600, that's not 60, that's 60,000. And at the current rate today, where Bitcoin is currently, is $143 million. Now, I am not wealthy. I don't know, and I also don't gamble, so I don't know if that's a normal number, but I feel like $143 million isn't a normal amount of money to wager. So pretty much what's going to happen is that on August 1st, everyone's pretty much certain that the hard fork will happen and that two chains will then emerge from this. They have decided to, exactly what happened with Ethereum. I tried to explain it before in another video. When Ethereum split, if you had money on an exchange, you were then given the same amount of money, or the same amount of tokens in Ethereum Classic. So if you had 50 Ethereum on, let's say, Kraken, Then that same, once Ethereum Classic came out, you were then giving 50 Ethereum Classic as well. So this is essentially what the thing kind of is. It's pretty much once the fork happens, they will each allocate 60,000 to the side. The fork will happen. They will then be given 60,000 of the other coin. I'm not exactly sure if this will happen to everyone's wallet, because the way that it was when I read it, it seemed like as they won't have the new chain there because it doesn't exactly exist yet until August 1st. It seemed like they will then have double the coin. So them having 60,000 on one blockchain and then splitting it, they're kind of give it to the other person, and it's pretty much a wager to see whose will do better. I'm not sure if these things will be put into escrow. I'm not exactly sure exactly how they're going to do this, but I'm going to be realistic. I would love to be able to have $143 million to gamble with. But even at that point, I'd be buying property. I wouldn't be gambling with some other rich person being like, hey, yeah, mine is going to win. That's not what I'm about. But it's pretty interesting to see that there is someone who believes so strongly in Bitcoin Unlimited, the chain, when it does happen. Maybe gives you a bit of a heads up or a boost if you plan on investing in it as well. Like I said before, I definitely plan on allocating even just a tiny bit of money into this thing, because I don't know where the price is going to go. And the fact that there would then be 2 Bitcoin, you cannot not invest in the second coin. Double negative, you can't do it. You just got to go for it, especially if the price is going to be as all over the place as I think it will be, because it could have great returns in the end. So the MtGox trial is still a big thing. I think it started yesterday. The CEO of MtGox is now on trial. I believe he pleaded not guilty, which many people would in his situation. And it's because of this that there is actually a new whole bunch of new regulations are coming out of, I know there are a couple in China as well, but this happened in Japan. And Japan is pretty much setting up a whole bunch of watchdog companies for Bitcoin, people who deal in Bitcoin exchanges, anything like that, because they do not want a repeat of this happening, because millions of dollars were lost, especially now. If you calculate it to what the prices are now, it's just an astronomical amount of money that just completely went missing. Same with Cripsy and a whole bunch of other places. So I can only imagine what the authorities are thinking. I said this before. I know a lot of people don't want to believe it, but these things will be regulated sometime within our lifetime. It's just bound to happen. People are making way too much money. If people were making, hundreds or maybe like thousands a year, that's something completely different. But when people are stealing $100 million and people are making $50 million overnight. I saw a documentary of people, something about like the rich in London and how they lived. And they were talking to this one guy, and he was explaining that he made his fortune in Bitcoin. And this was, he made his money years ago. I think he made like $25 million. And it's like, that is not going to go unregulated. There's just no way that any government in the world is going to be like, oh, that's fine. Let's just let them go have fun. So already 10 companies in Japan have been notified that they are, for lack of a better word, being watched, and that they will be inspected in the future. But even now, I believe that there's close to 20 new exchanges and things that will also be opened up in Japan in the near future that will be dealing with Bitcoin and Ethereum and other coins, and they are already on a watch list as well. So I mean, it kind of is what it is. If you, I don't know. I can't tell you guys what to do, but just please be careful, because, it's getting serious. Especially like I said before, when all these big names start coming into it, when Forbes and Bloomberg and all these other people start making things about it, and even what is it, Coinbase? They're also under watch right now. I mean, it's a very interesting time to be alive. But yeah, there are a lot of places around the world that are now scrutinizing all of their exchanges in any type of possible way, especially like countries that aren't as rich as other countries. I know it's a big thing in India right now, where they're kind of going after these people who are dealing with it, and especially it's happening in China as well. And they're like coming forward and stuff like that, giving on their websites, they're saying, we are completely compliant, do whatever you need to do, because, if you're found laundering $500 million in magical internet money, you might not be in the greatest position in the entire world. But yeah, sorry to drag this video on. I just love giving you guys information. Sorry that I couldn't make a normal face video. Like I said, I'm Believe me, I'm working on those. We've had the worst summer in the entire world. My birthday was a couple days ago, and I don't know if you guys know Celsius, but it was around like 12 Celsius. So it was around like 55, 56 degrees Fahrenheit, and it just wasn't the greatest. It also rained. But that's just life in the middle of Europe. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys pay attention to the markets, keep your money safe, and yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.